Yeah, I mean, like, look, there's a minute and 12 seconds left, but the Bucs have won. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers have won. I'm assuming the final score is going to be 37-20 is going to be your final score as the Tampa Bay Buccaneers move on to 1-0. The Washington Commanders fall to 0-1. And it's going to be Victory Monday for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as the offense freaking dominated this game, by the way. Freaking dominated this matchup. By the way, real quick, this video is sponsored by BetUS Sportsbook and Casino. Go check them out. We'll be talking about them a little bit later on here in just a little bit. But again, look, Tampa Bay Buccaneers 37, Washington 20 is going to be your final score. And what can you say about the Bucs offense besides pure domination? I mean, pure domination. I'm going to go over some of the stats here, okay? Starts off with quarterback Baker Mayfield, 24 of 30, 289 passing yards, 4 touchdowns, no interceptions. The Buccaneers scored on every single drive but one in this game today. Liam Cohen called a heck of a game. Baker Mayfield was as efficient as you could even possibly be. And the offense was far and away the strength of the Bucs today. Far and away the strength of just this dominating matchup. Mayfield was slinging it all over the yard. He was avoiding pressure. His pocket awareness is is fantastic, okay? That's really the only way to say it. Baker Mayfield also had 3 carries for 21 yards in this game. This was one of the better Baker games we've ever seen for the Bucs. It reminds me of the Packers game last year or the Jacksonville game last year. Like, that is the Baker that we got in this game against Washington, against a defensive-minded head coach in Dan Quinn, against a defense that has added some pieces in terms of Bobby Wagner, Frankie Louvu. It's the 4th straight season opening win for the Bucs, the longest streak in franchise history. And this is a defensive-minded head coach in Dan Quinn, and the Bucs offense tore him apart. I mean, tore them apart offensively in terms of their passing attack. Chris Godwin, 83 yards on 8 catches and a touchdown on 8 targets. Rachaad White, phenomenal as a screen. The screens worked so well for the Bucs today. 6 catches on 6 targets for 75 yards. Mike Evans, 6 targets, 5 catches, 61 yards, 2 touchdowns. He is officially on the board here on the road to 1K. Jalen McMillan, 3 targets, 1 catch, 32 yards, and a touchdown. He gets on the board here in his young rookie season. The passing attack was absolutely electric. I mean, absolutely electric, folks. There is no other way to put it. They looked absolutely phenomenal. The passing attack looked unstoppable. It looked efficient. They just never had an answer, folks. They never had an answer for what they were doing here for the Bucs passing attack. Going forward, by the way, real quick, I do want to say shout out to the sponsor here, BetUS Sportsbook and Casino. I do want to say that if you guys do want to bet on Baker Mayfield having a certain amount of passing yards or a certain amount of passing touchdowns, you can do so using BetUS Sportsbook and Casino. Again, it's as simple as just clicking on Sportsbook right up here, clicking on anything you want to bet on. You can even search for whatever team you want to bet on. Let's say I type in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers here on the left-hand side. It takes you to everything that you can bet on regarding the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So guys, go check out BetUS. They're the proud sponsors of this channel, and I am very grateful that they have been able to sponsor this show. Back to what we were talking about here with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Just great win, dominating offensive win here regarding the Bucs. I will say the rushing attack still left a lot to be desired, in my opinion. I think that it left a lot to be desired here for the Bucs, okay? Bucky Irving did have a nice day, 9 carries, 62 yards, an average of 6.9 yards per carry, a long of 31, by the way. Rachaad White, though, really struggled in this game. 15 carries for 31 yards, 2.1 yards per carry. Are we going to see more Bucky Irving going forward? You know, taking snaps away from Rachaad White? It's possible, but Rachaad White looked fantastic as a receiving back. So maybe they find some type of blend here. We're going to have to wait and see. We know that Rachaad White can be a good runner in this league. it just didn't work out for him too well today, but very excited about Bucky Irving. I may have a whole separate video talking about him going forward. But that's it for the offensive side of things. On the defensive side of things, to be honest, the first half was a bit of a struggle, in my opinion. Really throughout the game, let's say. They struggled to contain the mobility of Jaden Daniels. Jaden Daniels, 15 carries, 88 yards, and 2 touchdowns. I mean, Daniels was very efficient today. Really, Washington just ran the ball very well. 30 carries for 138 yards and 3 touchdowns. You got to remember, Logan Hall and, more importantly, Kalijah Kancey were not in this game. How much of a factor did that play into it? You also had the issue of a lot of guys going out with injury. Josh Hayes, Bryce Hall, Zion McCollum all went out with injury. I feel like the cornerbacks struggled to tackle in this game. That was certainly notable. KJ Britt didn't have a very good game. I feel like in the second half, we were seeing more Servassier Dennis than KJ Britt. Is that going to be a thing going forward? I think it's a legitimate question that you can ask. I don't know how much things improved with Servassier Dennis out there versus KJ Britt, but I do know KJ Britt did not have a great game. He really did not have a great game, and I think, in my mind, I think Servassier Dennis played better. I think he did. Jordan Whitehead led the way with 8 total tackles today. Servassier Dennis was second with 5 solo tackles. Again, he had a tackle for loss, he had a sack, and a quarterback hit. Could we see more from Servassier Dennis here at linebacker too? We'll see. Aside from that, folks, you had Vita Vea get a tackle for loss. Joe Trent Shawinka actually had a sack today, which was good, and a tackle for loss, and a quarterback hit. Christian Izzian had a pass deflection. Jordan Whitehead had a pass deflection, but I felt like we didn't see enough from the pass rush, but a lot of that may be because, again, Kalijah Kancey was out. Logan Hall was out. I'm curious to see how it's going to look when those guys are healthy. There were some good moments a little bit from JTS. Yaya Diaby felt kind of quiet in this game. Actually, not even kind of. Pretty quiet in this game. But I came away decently impressed by Servassier Dennis. I'll just put my stamp out there on that. JTS made a couple of plays that I was impressed by. Remember, he's in a contract year as well. But aside from that, KJ Britt left a lot of meat on the bone. I wonder if Servassier may get the start here next week, or if it's just KJ Britt had a bad game. I don't know. But we'll see. No interceptions, not a ton of pressure from the Bucs today. The run defense for the Commanders was phenomenal. They had 8 tackles for loss, 3 of which were by Bobby Wagner, by the way. Levante David did momentarily leave the game with a injury, but he did come back. It seems like he's going to be good to go. And going forward, look, the Bucs aren't going to play mobile quarterbacks every week, right? So I think we will see things improve with the overall rushing defense for the Bucs. Mobile quarterbacks throw such a freaking wrench into things, and I feel like Jaden Daniels is one of the better mobile quarterbacks right now. I know it's literally just his rookie season, but I genuinely do believe he is one of the better mobile quarterbacks just in the league right now. So you won't be seeing this type of thing every week. I think we will see improvement. Hopefully we see improvement. If not, obviously maybe it does mean KJ Britt giving up some snaps to Servassier Dennis. And guys will get healthier. Kalijah Kancey will get healthier. Logan Hall will get healthier. And hopefully the pass rush improves a little bit as well, because that was something that was notable to me. But again, mobile quarterbacks can negate pressure in some situations as well. So it's going to be interesting. Also, regarding the rushing attack, I know they didn't have a phenomenal day today. They did finish 30 carries, 112 yards, by the way, for 3.7 yards per carry. Not great, but also, again, Bobby Wagner, still one of the better he's still a wily vet who can go out there and make good plays. The interior defensive line with Jonathan Allen and Deron Payne is a very good interior defensive line. Sheldon Day had a tackle for loss in there as well, by the way. I'm hoping that the Bucs interior offensive line, Cody Mock, Graham Barton, can learn from this. I thought Graham Barton had a pretty decent day today as well, by the way. I'm hoping that the interior D-line can grow from this, and they're obviously not going to be playing such a strong interior like this every single week. Also, Chase McLaughlin had a phenomenal game. 3 for 3 on field goals, 4 for 4 on extra points. His long of 56 was fantastic. I'm worried about Jake Camarda. He had 1 punt for 38 yards. I mean, to be blunt, is his time in Tampa coming to an end? I don't know. We might have to talk about that in a separate video. But folks, that's it for me. Tampa Bay Buccaneers dominated here offensively. It was a beautiful thing to see. I'm sure I'm going to be talking a lot about this going forward. Shout out Liam Cohen. Shout out the Buccaneers offense. They absolutely freaking dominated this game. I felt like the defense did enough to win as well.